Erik, how are you, man?
Hey Charles, I'm good. I literally risked my life, to come here. Look at this,
What happened?
Actual, yes. What happened?
First aid kit.
We have, I got kind of, I cleaned it off. Now I ran here because it's in a different building. Then I was, in the studios because that's where we normally do the Channel 9s. And this great weather, maybe you can kind of show the, look at this.
No, don't.
It's like we're in a car wash.
Yes, we are. It's really bizarre.
It'll be
Yes.
much better.
And so I ran and I slipped and my face was literally covered with mud. I hope there's no MSRA bacteria in there that my face will disappear.
Wow.
Who knows?
Look, guys, we're trying to attract people to
To Seattle. Yes, it's reverse selling.
The weather's getting it out of its system. It'll be fine in April.
Oh yes.
April's
April's
beautiful.
It's wonderful.
So now what's going on in April and who are these special guests, man?
Yeah. So let them introduce themselves. Let's start here.
I'm Donna Malieri.
Yes,
I'm
exactly. Look at that. So I'm look at this. I'm jealous.
Yes.
And when I met you many years ago, you already had your hair like that. And it's like
Yeah. I think it was blue back then.
Yes, but I had a little bit more. But it's like
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, everyone always remembers me when they meet me because of my hair. But anyway, we were talking about the conference, LangNEXT, and I'm Donna Malieri. I'm the program manager on F#, and I'm the speaker chair for LangNEXT. And Mads here is the conference chair, organizer.
Let's call it that. Yeah, we have official titles.
Yeah.
What is your
Very
official
important.
title?
Yeah, title.
So when I'm not doing this, I'm doing C#. I'm a PM for C#.
Of course.
C# language.
You're designing language features for C#.
At least I try to organize the people who do it.
Like the beautiful new async await stuff. Oh,
Yes.
Thank you.
It's like I love that. It's like I cannot understand how could I've lived without that for so many years. It's
I
like,
feel the same.
Yes. Oh, it's like thinking like whatever Vicodin or something. It's like Vicodin for programmers.
And there will be a talk about it. There will be a talk about it.
Okay, good. There will be a talk about it
In April at LangNEXT,
Dun, dun,
which is the thing we're really supposed to talk about.
So
That's
what,
right.
But this is
what
Channel
other
9,
talks will
come
be
on.
there?
So we have some great speakers. We have over 20 talks scheduled, and we have the keynote will be by Martin Odersky, who's the creator of Scala. We also have Gilad Bracha, who is now at Google and working on Dart. We have William Cook.
Will he wear his costume?
What costume is that?
The Darth Vader costume that he had to go to when they announced Dart.
Don't remember
Darth
that.
Vader.
Yes.
Come over to the dark side.
Yes.
Wow.
Very clever.
That's
Gilad for you.
It's the first time I've seen him in a costume now.
Yeah, he
that's
usually
kind of-
wears suits.
I hope
That
he
is,
does
that is
that.
kind of a costume.
Yes.
So anyway, we also have Walter Bright and Andre
Alexandrescu?
Yes, thank you for saying that. And just a couple of panels, so it should be pretty good.
Absolutely.
And we have also a good mix of what I really like is a good mix of academic people,
Yep.
people
Yes.
from industry, more like users, and like a mix of languages, from
Right.
native to experimental. For example, the guys from Berkeley are here from the Bloom Group that are doing kind of crazy stuff with like logic programming for the 25th century. It's really super exciting.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
Language Geek Fest. That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah. It's a
It
geek
sort of
fest,
is.
yes.
It's important to note here that a big majority of the talks are non-Microsoft. It's really a cross-industry and attendees as well. Like it is a cross-industry event. It's just that
That's also why it's called LangNEXT.
It used to be LangNET. There's been this event has been there for years. It started out as a place where people who implemented languages on .NET would meet and talk about that.
That's how I got hired into Microsoft, actually, because
Really?
of that. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
look how great it is. You'll all get hired into Microsoft. But we didn't really feel the .NET thing was appropriate as a tag for this anymore because only a little bit of the content is about .NET. So
Sure.
we stuck the X in there, and now it has all this beauty to it and
Absolutely.
symbolism of
And
the
you
names.
kept the brand and
Exactly.
without actually changing it.
Yes.
Which is a good thing to do.
And the goal is like, as you said, it's a language geek fest, right? We're just, like language people are they're religious about their language, but not religious about what platforms or whatever. So they always kind of have a lot of fun together talking about their passion.
Excellent.
And there will be a lot of good talks, but I would also tell everybody, go into the kitchens, because there often the most interesting
So-
discussions take place.
So, and on that note,
yes.
logistics this year, we
Yes.
have 2 rooms, 2 big rooms.
Yep.
And one of them is set up for talks, chairs and rows, and somebody up front telling something insanely interesting. And there'll be content all the time in there. But right next door we have the lounge, which has round tables, and it's a place you can go in there and just charge your laptop and read email, whatever. But it's really where you can go and have discussions and hang out and do all the informal stuff and all the mingling and those kinds of things.
Meet all those famous people that you've heard of.
Exactly. Sit down with your lunch and all that. So really try to emphasize the informal space as well, and this aspect of going to a conference like that.
Yeah, so we expect that at least like 3 new languages will be conceived and born here,
And implemented.
Yes, and implemented. Yeah.
Well, that'll be over the weekend.
Yes, over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's 3 days.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what in JavaScript? That was like, what is it, 7
did it in
days
2
or
weeks.
2 weeks or something like that.
Well,
So,
Patrick Jassoud said he wrote a JavaScript garbage collector over the weekend.
exactly.
back in the day.
How hard can it be?
It's not that hard.
Why? How hard can it be, man? Just
I haven't quantified how hard it can be. We can work on it.
And we have a JavaScript talk, actually. Luke Hogan will be giving a talk on ECMAScript 6.
Harmony, right?
Harmony.
Nice. That's
That-
the name of the.
Oh, is that the name of the code? Oh, 7? I haven't.
Sorry, mate. I'm just
I can't
throwing
keep
out.
track of that, but that's
I can't
easy.
keep track of
but it's the thing that runs in
new
every
one.
browser.
Yeah.
That
Well, the
language,
latest
yeah,
version,
yeah.
he's on the committee,
Yeah.
and he'll be giving his perspective on that.
That's awesome. I know they're doing some cool things. Apparently, modules are going
Yep.
to get in or something.
Yep.
Looking pretty exciting.
Really, and classes even.
Yep.
Yeah, they're talking about it.
Very, very cool.
Well,
They still have
so-
to agree on exactly how to do it and so on.
So JavaScript will become a real language then?
It could
I
be.
think that's sort of the long-term secret plan.
That should be a panel topic. Why does something have to be object-oriented to be a real language? Why does it have to be so rigorous
Well, it
There's distinct
is
classes in,
object-oriented, though. It does have objects, so...
as prototypes?
Right,
You're
and that
right.
is still object-oriented.
You're right. You're totally correct. Now, good point. So, what I would like to ask now is the following question: when you planned to get these speakers, what was going through your minds? Like, how did you arrive at where we are today with this great list of very different speakers?
Well, first, what was going through my mind is, who do I know? but beyond that, we actually got a little program committee together within Microsoft of people from our different languages. We have a ton of languages here, right? And so people who are involved in the language space, C++, JavaScript, Visual Basic, F#, and C#, and so on. Just got a little set of people together who know people, and we brainstormed, and we contacted a number of people, and it's just a collaborative effort, really, trying to get at breadth, getting at as many different kinds of things that we could, both in terms of the languages being different, the backgrounds of people being different, academia or industry and so on. Just trying to get all colors of the rainbow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I would also say, it's also very much about who we didn't know. So if you look at the program,
Yes.
there's like an enormous diversity of languages and of people. And that, I think, makes it super interesting because, if you just do it for the people that you know, then you never learn. So I think for everybody there will be something in there that they've never heard about or that will blow their brains out. So
Absolutely.
Bring your helmets.
Well, that's great. One of the things that I'm really excited about this particular event is the fact that you invited, like you said, a nice wide range and included natives, native developers, and native program designers.
Yep.
Because in years past, we always would lean towards the Javas and the C# and Scalas.
Especially when
and
it was
things like this.
Lang.net.
Exactly. So thank you so much for doing that. I think it's going to make for some really interesting conversations.
It's not a
Erik.
charity.
Oh, yes.
It's not a charity,
That's true. It is self-serving.
We invite them because they're interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
I understand, but
But we're just smart, and we invited the right people.
there
I
you
guess
go.
that's the bottom line.
I hope we can have conversations like you don't have on Lambda the Ultimate, where it's only if you ever want to talk about anything native, you just get destroyed. So it's going to be fun to see.
So why are you bashing Lambda the Ultimate?
I'm not bashing.
Because
I've
are
been
they
bashed.
competing? Are they taking away traffic from Channel 9 or something?
No,
He says they
absolutely
need to be
not.
a little bit more open-minded.
Okay.
Because it seems to me that the language designers, as you said, they tend to be very dogmatic.
Yeah.
And just as language users are very dogmatic, right? I mean, people who use a language every day are going to be dogmatic about. So
I don't actually believe that. But
You
that's
don't?
another story. Yeah.
you don't believe that?
No, I don't believe. I think
What about
most language.
religious wars over syntax?
Well,
Oh no,
Those are the-
semicolon is a terminator.
Those are the-
not a separator.
Those are the designers and a very vocal but small percentage of the users. I think most users are very pragmatic about language. People who actually make a living from developing in languages, they're
That's
very
true.
pragmatic about it.
Yes.
That is true.
And so you're saying it's designers that are dogmatic.
I think there's way too much dogmatism in language design, yes.
Sure. Interesting.
Yeah. And
Oh,
so,
well, it's entertaining.
It's
Yes.
entertaining.
Yes,
sure.
And it shall be entertaining too.
Absolutely.
LangNEXT will be entertaining.
Absolutely.
yeah. So another thing I think, to go back to the kind of history, I think, if you look back, say, 15 years ago, I think like Bertrand Meyer calls that the kind of, the nuclear winter of Java. Right. I think at a certain point there was very kind of, very few new languages that were created and kind of were born. But now I think, if you look now, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the life of a language designer or developer is fantastic. It's like you look around and every day there's new and interesting languages kind of being created and discussed. And I think there's a renaissance of languages and definitely also a renaissance of native code. And I think for a big deal because of the, like small devices and so on, where,
Right.
it's a little bit expensive to run your, heavyweight VM. So people want to have like full controls, and it's great. And, on the other hand, in the browser, you're on JavaScript. It's,
Yep.
yeah, I think.
There's a new diversity at all levels.
Yes, exactly.
And that rubs off on languages as well.
Yeah.
And it's very exciting times. Looking at, the cloud, all these assumptions that we have in all our programming languages about, actually not only being on a single box, but typically being on a single processor. There's so much under pressure, and how does that ultimately affect the abstractions that we have in our languages and so on? I think there's so much interesting.
Yes. I think with many-core, a lot of people thought that many-core would be a disruption, but I think we managed quite well, like with TPL and a lot of things, to kind of keep the programming model very similar to what we're used to. But now, with the cloud, I think this will be a breaking point. I believe, because now you can really kind of just pretend that things are close by, and that's again why you need asynchronous programming and things like that, because that's becoming super important. We cannot pretend that the world is synchronous anymore and small. It's big, distributed, heterogeneous, many different data types, untyped. So it's
So, but
great world.
that kind of leads to the question of the other side of the problem, which are tools, not just the languages. So, I mean, are there going to be people here talking about, say, tooling as well? So, runtimes, platforms, tools to use.
A little bit. The focus is definitely on the languages.
Sure.
Well, Dustin will be talking about the Reslan project, which is has a lot of great tooling built in. I'll be talking about F# type providers, which, in addition to being a language feature, give you great IntelliSense for any kind of schematized data source. But yeah, the perspective is still on the language, and then the tooling around it.
Excellent.
It's fun that languages didn't used to care about tooling at all. There
Right.
wasn't any tooling, and now
Emacs.
toolability is a strong part of language design.
Yep.
It's one of the reasons why statically typed languages aren't dead yet, even though nobody depends, except in very specialized fields, on having strong guarantees and stuff. It's because when you press dot, you get a lot of suggestions that derive from the type system. It's the
Some
toolability.
people would argue that you don't need static types for that, but we have IntelliSense for JavaScript.
I'm not saying you need them, but
Well, as Anders said, with the dynamically typed languages, you can do some things in the IDE. You press dot. Sometimes you'll get lucky. With static types, you always get lucky.
yeah. But let's not have the war right here. Right?
We're just kind of preparing for
fun,
the panel. Yes.
I mean, right? It's all based on small talk, man. Where the IDE was the language.
I mean, look, all ideas come from small talk, so
True.
and nothing new since small talk
Can
was
we
invented.
Even the bad ones.
We
Yes.
need to disprove that. Excellent, guys. So we look forward to seeing a lot of great debate and really intelligent conversation and presentations, all of which will be on Channel 9.
Yes.
Thanks to you guys
All the
for
talks will
allowing
be on
us to
Channel
come.
9, and I suspect you will do a bunch of interviews as well
Yep,
during
yep.
the conference.
But here we're talking to Erik right
Yes,
here.
yes, yes,
E to
so-
E's, brother.
Yes,
E to E's.
and if there's people in the audience that would like to be interviewed or kind of pitch their language and they don't have a talk, we can also kind of do a little interview.
Yep.
Excellent.
Right.
Great. Well, thanks for setting this up. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Looking forward.
Cheers.
Thank you.